Behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Now, I'm not going to go into this because I get, a lot of people can't swallow this for sure. But he didn't say, I want to bring this out, he didn't say one nation. He didn't say one nation. He wasn't talking about one nation. He was talking about a people. Many nations. Not one nation, but many nations. He said, as for me, Abraham, now this is the way I'm going to keep my end of it. As for me, my covenant is with you, Abraham, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many. Everybody say many. Of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. I ain't much of a shouter, but that's a good place to shout if you're going to shout. He said, I will multiply thy seed. I will make many nations out of you. Not just a nation, but many nations. I told you, keep in mind the word seed here. Not one nation, but many nations. Now, by the way, Abram in the Hebrew, and I guess a lot of times people's like that woman where I used to go to church that looked over at the other, and she said, this is a true story. She said, I get so tired every time I come to church of hearing Bible study, Bible study, Bible study. That's all they want to talk about. So I know sometimes people may get tired of me talking about what the Greek and Hebrew says, but bear with me. Maybe we can all get to love everything together. But it says that Abram didn't mean nothing in the Hebrew. It was a name. Abraham meant the father of a multitude. Then he's getting ready to change Sarai's name, which meant nothing in the Hebrew, but Sarah meant the mother of a great multitude. You can look it up. That's what it means. So God changed her name. God has always had a way of putting words there to be spoken to make something materialize, like calling those things which be not as though they were, or as though they are. Verse 15, and God said unto Abraham, as for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name, and I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Not a nation, but nations. King of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100-year-old, and shall Sarah that is 90-year-old bear? 90-year-old woman and 100-year-old man. And Abraham said unto God, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. See, Ishmael's getting up and teenager then. He's brought Ishmael back to mind. But that was the one that wasn't supposed to have been there that had with the handmaiden. So he's had two sons that we know of here already, right? And God said, Sarah, thy wife, shall bear thee a son. Or he told Abraham and said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Now remember that word seed there. Everlasting is right. Everlasting. How long is that? That's forever, ain't it? Now in verse 20, and as for Ishmael I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. Not nations, a nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. And he left off talking with him, and God went up from Abraham, and Abraham took Ishmael his son. Now that's the first part of verse 23, but let's establish the point. Abraham had a son named Ishmael. Now let's go to Genesis chapter 21. Starting at verse 1. And the Lord visited Sarah and said, as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age at the set time of which God had spoken to him. In other words, it happened exactly the way God said it would happen. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100-year-old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. In other words, you can all laugh with me now. God's done it.